It's going to be a ball. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Orb. And I think Orb's now, he's scurried away to open up as many tabs of Rocket League he possibly can, because we have got an awful lot going on here. Remember, lose and you are out. Win and you've still got 7 more steps to go and take a hold of the Apollo Open Championships. As apparently, Jack, that's heading towards your own net. Maybe get rid of that one.
Yeah, you mentioned about the gauntlet right here, and Dignitas will be thinking right now, I wish I'd done better in that group stage, but they were in a very tough group. Queso coming out on top in Group B. A lot of young talent in Group B taking down Dignitas. But it is that point now. It's like, this is where your best teams in your region can fight through. Space Station did it in North America. Can Dignitas do that run here and show why they are one of the best Europe has to offer?
Well, Rocket League, especially early Rocket League, is littered with some of the most impressive lower bracket runs we have seen. Look towards Northern Gaming, you look towards Flipside Tactics, but modern day Rocket League, the one big difference is that those teams, you could argue, had easier matches to get them up and running by the time they got to the bigger ones later on in the bracket. This, you're going to struggle to find an easy matchup. You are up against it immediately, and you are going to take on wave after wave after wave of ridiculously difficult competition, and also a lot of demos. Apparently, Jack, you've got... Jorius makes sure of it. I don't know if Jack missed that.
I think it was just about on target, but Scrub getting 2 demos there, and I think that was just on target.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, Jorius is the bad guy now.
Perhaps, Shogun, you need laser eye surgery like Orb. You know, he can now see fantastically.
I could maybe do with it. I have no depth perception at all. I am useless at that.
That explains a lot of why we struggled back in the day in Rocket League playing together.
Oh, mate, it's always been pretty bad.
we can see here, great play from Scrub to demo 2 players, and then all it took was 1 outplay, and all 3 of them probably could have scored off of Jack's shot towards the net. It was Jorius who'll get credited for it, stealing it on the goal line. Is that a wall dash there from Scrub Killer, just sending him forward towards that ball a little bit more? And speaking of wall dashes, actually, I've got a funny story about Tox. As he just lets one in, Jorius sneaking it in behind him there, and that will be 2-0 now for Dignitas.
I'm not going to write anything. I want to hear your funny story about Tox. You've got me. You've got me intrigued now, Gregan.
So when we were scrimming against Tox, when I was coaching at Guild, and this was quite early on when wall dashes were quite new, there was this moment where Tox was on low boost and he managed to get about 15 consecutive wall dashes chasing down the ball. And it was Devo who was waiting on the other side of it. Oh, Jack getting 3 there. And all I'm going to say is...
They're not going to let you... The longer you keep going the story, the more Dignitas are going to score.
I mean, Dignitas fans want me to carry on this story forever, clearly. But it was one of those moments where it's something you've never seen before. It makes quite a funny sound when you chain dash a lot. And me and Devo just burst out laughing because I'd never seen someone get that many chain dashes. And again, Atomic, another wall dasher. He loves doing wall dashes. So we'll probably see a few of those in this series. One of the newer mechanics of Rocket League these days.
Well, Tox and the rest of Luminosity with, well, the polite way to describe it is work to do. They find themselves 3 goals down, half the game left to go. It's the Dignitas that you would have expected to see throughout the day, but also not against Dignitas' MO. How many times have we spoken to Gibbs after the day 1 broadcast and he goes, I don't know what this team is doing.
Wow.
Right now, I think he knows exactly what they're doing. They are decimating their opponents.
Yeah, hat-trick for Jorius. Just looking at the scoreboard here, Scrub Killer on 54 points. Definitely doing a lot of work off the ball, disrupting the defense, but it is Jorius, known for his scoring potential, gets himself the hat-trick. And at this point, I think it's a bit of rebuild for Luminosity. This game's almost definitely gone. They just need to suss out what's going on.
Have you just spotted the exact moment the honeymoon period ended for Luminosity? Because
this is it.
I think it happened in the last minute or so.
Yeah, it's tough. When you come up against a team like Dignitas in the lower bracket, you do often wonder what the team's mentality is like. Do they think, oh, why have we got Dig here? Or do they think, okay, we're facing a team that's underperforming, let's beat them, you know?
Oh, what an infield. Tox had no chance. Apparently, Jack's up to the brace. 5 goals in just over 3 minutes. Jorius involved yet again. I think that's a little bit of a, I stole one from you earlier. You deserve this. Here you go.
Here's a little gift for you. I mean, that was incredibly hard to defend. It was a 129 km/h shot there. Apparently, Jack banging that one back corner. And we might see another goal here, Scrub almost breaking through. And if you're a Dignitas fan, of which there are many out there, you'll be very happy to see this bounce back after the group stage from them, which wasn't the typical Dignitas level we'd expect to see.
I don't know, man. I feel like if you asked any Dignitas fan, they'd say it's a very typical Dignitas performance from early rounds.
Lots of highlight goals.
Talks, are we there? Not quite. Scrub Killer back just in time. Minute and 20 on the clock. It's just a question now if Luminosity are going to get anything on the board. And maybe looks like the answer is yes. Atomic gets one in. Currently just a consolation goal. And they're going to need maybe the strongest kickoff performance of their lives to get this back.
100%. Watching Luminosity during the closed qualifier, their gameplay did look a bit chaotic at times. And when you've not got that structure against a team like Dignitas, who have that ability to outplay as individuals and rotate very well around each other, you'll get punished for that chaos. So we need to see a little bit more structure from them if they feel like they can beat a team like this. My goodness! Apparently, Jack, that is beautiful!
Well, nothing apparently about it. When you got started with the ball, you knew it was certain. Apparently, Jack, styles on them all. What a pickup he has been. And it's just been getting more and more comfortable. Every time we see him take to the RLCS field, he looks more comfortable with his position on these teams. And that is just what he is capable of. 6-1. Dignitas.
Oh, look at that.
Unbeatable in this sort of form. And a big thing to mention here, Gregan, is how important it is to get through this round, because dropping out with a top 12 puts you so much against it when it comes to now chasing down that top 5 spot. If you win this, go out top 8, yes, it's still behind the target, but it's significantly easier to do. If you're dropping out here, you're already up against it now for the entire split.
Oh, 100%. This format favors those who are consistent, favors those who play well in other tournaments. And that's what these guys really need to make sure they do. If they drop an early regional, they're going to be fighting against it for the rest of the split. And also for that entry through the top 8. You don't want to be going in through the closed qualifiers. And that's one of the hardest challenges. How many teams have
we seen drop points just because they couldn't even make it to the event?
Exactly. If you find yourself in a closed qualifier, you're going to be fighting against all of these teams like Luminosity, like Queso, like Williams Resolve. Williams Resolve and Queso are in the upper bracket, and they were in the closed qualifier. That's the quality you have to fight against to make it just to the event alone. But this first game is all Dignitas.
Right, Orb. There's a lot going on. What have you got for us, bud?
Yeah, there is a lot going on. I feel like I'm jumping between streams as much as I can, as I'm also trying to watch the Dig game. But man, fantastic result for Dig there. So we have in K-Corp beating Semper in their first match. Now in game number 2, Semper is up by 1. Misfits lost the first game, but are now up 3-0. So they're looking to hopefully even that one out. And then EG beat Vitality in their first game. Now they're on game 2, and Vitality is up 1-0.
So we're gonna have a whole bunch of 1-1s. Is what I'm hearing.
Like
that's what it's looking like.
All right, Luminosity, you're gonna win this next game. It's confirmed. They have to keep the streak going. I saw you, by the way, Orb, over in the background. Whenever Dig would go, I saw a bit of that. This is Orb's celebration, by the way. He just does a couple of fist bumps, and that's it.
I'm glad you.
He's gone for like the chest press or the shoulder press upwards. It's great form.
I'm glad you catch that, even though nobody else can see it. It's good. I'm just vibing. Okay, I'm just vibing over here.
Oh my! Today it seems like predicting the team to lose is the way we've been going. I got a disgruntled message.
For a 0-3 today.
Yeah. I got a disgruntled message from a friend of mine who works at Williams Resolve saying, "Why did you predict against us?" And I said, "Mate, that's where you want to be. When we predict a team, it's more likely to go the other way, it feels like today, as teams have been getting upset all over the place. And this is going to be one of those games which I don't think is an upset. I think Dignitas are expected to win this for sure.
Yes.
I think there was a little bit of the recency hype bias around Luminosity going into this from you and I.
You know exactly why I predicted against Dignitas, and it wasn't because of their players.
It was because of Gibbs and Lee, wasn't it?
Yep. I predicted with my heart, 100%, not my head. As Atomic, might have wanted to get over that ball just so it could have rolled towards EXO. Scrub called off by Jack. And the only real question is going to be, are Jack and Joreuz going to do the exact same coming into this game? Because if they are, what can Luminosity even do to stop them?
I don't think there is a better duo out there in Rocket League than Jack and Joreuz when they're playing their best. Joreuz is probably the best player in the world on his day. When he's playing in full form, he can do things that no other player can. And we saw that in was it the Semper series where he got about 800 points a game. These guys are exceptional when they're playing well and fantastic to watch as well. I'm sure a lot of people who aren't necessarily fans of the players are fans of the way they play, as it is very flary. But this game, slightly less scoring going on. It's 0-0 here, about a minute and a half into the forfeit zone.
Oh, Ixo's shot. He went as far away as he could from the keeper. As well placed as he could have done, and he's got his team the first goal.
I said I'm the curse today. If I say anything, it seems the opposite seems to happen. As I say, no, not many goals. Luminosity answer. A great shot from Ixo, back post, a lot of power, a lot of placement, and that'll send them ahead.
So 1-0 over here. If Luminosity do take this, then we'll follow the unique pattern of every single game that I just heard of from Orb, having a one each, or at least heading towards it. Good challenges. Apparently Jack not going anywhere. Stood his ground, willing to take on 50-50 after 50-50. But now look at how deep Luminosity are playing. They are not needing to go too far up. First time we've already had a chance to see how they are playing from a winning position. Apparently Jack over on the wall, ran out of boost and ran out of ways to play it. And here's Scrub, who be interested to see. He's also only on 18 points for this game. Now, obviously, Dignitas not as efficient as they were in the previous game, but he is still kind of just sat there supporting the other duo.
Yeah, I've just been watching his point of view for a little bit to see what he's doing. And any time where Jack or Joreuz is in a better position than him, he lets them go. He's there to clean up the gaps if he's ever needed and provide bump opportunities and, intercepts when the opponents have got control.
You can see just there is that actually floats over the top of apparently Jack. Oh, they tried chasing it. I'm curious to see what the boost was like across 14. The entire team.
It was 14 from Scrub. That's why he was just short on that intercept, and it faked out Jack as Jack started moving across the pitch trying to read Scrub's touch. But just a slight error there from Scrub leads to a goal, but we know the firepower this team has. 2 goals is not unretainable, they can definitely get back into this game. But it will be in favor of Luminosity now. And this is the kind of team that we're expecting to see. Solid rotations back into the play over and over again. And when that moment comes, they will strike and find the gap.
Those of you at home wondering where your favorite team is, they're either, one of 3 places. They're either out, my condolences. They're either up in the upper bracket, great for you, or they're playing over on their team stream. So be sure to go and check them out if you're wandering them around, or stick around with us and we'll keep you up to date with everything that is going on around the field. Great interception there by apparently Jack. Where's the support? Joreuz almost just scooping the ball up. That time has ticked against them. This might be the opportunity that will not be wasted. Tox makes it 3-0. And Luminosity respond excellently to being smashed in game 1.
Excellent play there from Tox, taking control of it in defense, using the wall to his advantage to be able to get back onto that ball, and just looking to outplay anyone in his way and eventually breaking through the defense. And that's the key. These guys are all very solid at outplays. They're very efficient. They move around the pitch very fast. So you've always got to be threatened by their presence on the ball. And when the moment comes that they break through eventually, that's when they've got the execution to be able to finish the ball, like we saw Ixo earlier on. But they do have a little bit of tendency to go too chaotic. And that's where Dignitas really needs to punish them, look to bring that chaos out in them, test them.
Well, as much as we can see the chaos from Luminosity, there was pretty much none of it in this game because they didn't need to go there. Dignitas caused their own problems, made their own mistakes, and Luminosity just had to be there to make sure they capitalized. 30 seconds left. And this one should be done and dusted. Scrub trying to find some way out. Something going for his team. Joreuz off the wall, takes his time. He's got Jack in support. Can't get it to him. Scrub back to Jack. And another huge save by Atomic. Confidence boosting game from Luminosity. They've got themselves back to a 1-each series. And no, both teams edge closer and closer to elimination.
Yeah, if you've been watching the series so far, you'd be unsure as to which team is the better team because so dominant from either team in the games they won. But a very different game there from Luminosity, taking pretty much every one of their chances on net, where in the first series it was Dignitas getting 6 goals. So we're going to see a bit of back and forth here. And actually looking at Luminosity's games so far, they do have a tendency to score a lot of goals in the games they win. Except for against BDS, understandably so. But they have this firepower that can take them into the 3, 4, 5 goal threshold, which is exciting if you're a Luminosity fan.
Hey, Orb. How's everything going?
What's going on? What's going on? No, Shogun, I wanted to start off by saying that you were right. Literally every single team.
It's very hard to admit, and I'm glad that you were man enough to say it.
I am... Listen... I just gotta give it to you.
I just realized now, this is why no one compliments me.
I will always compliment you, Shogun. Okay,
Cheers,
it doesn't matter what you
cheers.
say.
You've not been
I
too
see your
jaded
real
yet.
intent. But no, yeah, you were right. Literally every single team went ahead and won their game. And right now, well, it was tied up across the board for everybody. But now we have Semper taking the lead in their next game. We have Misfit Singularities tied up. And EG is currently up 1-0 to Vitality. So
1-1.
1-1 across the board. And we'll see if Dig can't close this one out.
Are we going to send everybody in round 1 to game 5? I would love to see it. Just everything in round 1 all over on Champions Field. I don't think we'd have enough room on Champions Field. We have to like build another one.
Yeah, what?
How many fields?
How many Champions Fields are there in the world of Rocket League? At one given moment.
We need Leaf for this one. Leaf knows the law.
Anyone got any stats on how many Champions Field at one given moment there are existing? But anyway,
this is the sort of stats we really need. D-Rec, get on that.
We are here now in game 3. 1-1 across the board in the lower bracket of the Apollo Open. As we see Dignitas trying to answer back to a dominating performance from Luminosity in game 2. And I think the big question now as well is how much is fatigue starting to set in for these players? This is a long day of Rocket League. Maybe not in terms of time. You know, we've only been here for about 4 or 5 hours. But playing 3 best-of-5 series and then going into such an important series like this one, you're definitely thinking, are they getting tired?
Oh, Jarius. Come on, this has to go in.
Oh my goodness.
It has to go in. It's not gone in. Gregan, that they have not scored the goal despite 3 opportunities. And maybe that's a little bit to your point. Jarius, oh, he's hit the crossbar again. Dignitas need to recalibrate their shooting just a little bit, bring it down a teeny tiny bit. Maybe they can find the back of the net, but you know, for me, Gregan, it's not necessarily like the length of the day that would get me. It's, unless you're playing a tiebreaker, it's that 45-minute break that suddenly stops you because you can get into a rhythm and then you have to stop it for a little while. Go on, score. There we go, Jarius. Maybe about a minute late from Dignitas, but they have finally got the goal.
What an outplay there from Jack. Asking the question of the defense, is he going to hit it again? Is Scrub going to hit it? All of them jumping. Joro is able to clean it up. And it's the long day. It's not just the length of the day, the games, it's the breaks, it's the emotions. These guys go through so many emotions through the day where they've going through wins, losses, working out who they're playing against, recognizing that they're now on the lower bracket run. It is tiring for these guys going through so many different emotional roller coasters. But at this stage, they've got to put all that aside and just play good Rocket League where they can, as we see Dignitas go ahead in this game. Luminosity, though, they have looked solid until the moment where they get a bit caught on the back foot. They seem to find themselves stuck in defense a lot, which was similar to that of SK of the past when it was Yukio, Ixo, and Tox. We often see them defending for 5 minutes of the game and relying on breakaway goals, but someone who doesn't rely on breakaway goals, Atomic, with the solo play.
Atomic could not have got this first touch any better. You need to keep it away from Jarius, because if Jarius can make contact, he will. And instead, it's just out of reach, drops down brilliantly for him. And that is the sort of play you need to get this series at 1 each, or this game at 1 each.
That's why he was signed. That's why they picked him up.
Oh, what a pass. And Atomic again. Heads up from him to realize that the danger was loitering. Kept his eye on where apparently Jack was and just made sure he was popped that car right ahead of him to intercept the pass.
What player Atomic is. There's a lot of similarities between the Atomic of North America and EU on the goal line. They're both very good defensively at making those last-ditch saves. But I think the difference with Atomic really is his ability in the air. He is exceptional at double taps, outplaying. He's one of the few 2v2 players I see go for aerial plays more than anyone else. Very comfortable when flying. The question is, are they comfortable as a team? Are they comfortable working together?
He should be comfortable here. It was apparently Jack kind of let him off the hook, really. Couldn't find the play that he needed.
Gorgeous.
And now Atomic sets himself up. Couldn't hook around that ball just enough. Hawk's going to hold the line, sees the pre-jumping scrub killer, and does not see 100 boos come over to him. That's going to delay Luminosity's escape, at least only temporarily. There's Atomic! Couldn't find the net. Could barely find the ball. Jorius dancing around everybody. Takes the challenge. Off the wall, there's Ixo. Actually, didn't go for too much power. Just popped it straight over to Tox. And apparently Jack finds a way out. Scrappy game here. But next goal could give either one of these teams double match point.
Indeed. Who's going to be the one who steps up? There's several players in this lobby who have that pop-off potential, who can create a goal out of nothing. Or will it be the teamwork that makes a difference? Obviously, Luminosity only recently formed as a trio. Dignitas been together for a while, but Jorius is one of those players who can pop off at any moment. One of the best players in the world at the right time. And there he is, 1v2, takes that 50-50. Quick breakaway.
And Ixo, you knew the risk he was taking. He wanted to challenge up, be the first off the challenge. When you see somebody like that take those, you have to be willing and ready for the fact that this could go horribly wrong. Jorius could just win this outright and continue to play after the fact. You know, we speak so much about 1v1 plays. That was the quintessential 1v1 play. Win the challenge and keep involved in the play.
And the quickest route to net. Finding that quickest route to net is such an undervalued skill that we see from these ones players. As Jorius might have taken this game for his team just with that play alone. Luminosity trying to play it out of defense here in the final 10 seconds. There's Tox off the sidewall, sends it high middle. He's going to be dropping this down. Ixo there, not quite able to read it. One last attempt here for Luminosity, and Atomic is stopped in the corner. Dignitas taking game 3, going to match point.
That one required a lot more effort than their win in game 1 ever took. Orb, it's now switched back over to Dignitas, but you've got some news for us on what's happening elsewhere.
We're feeling good about the Dignitas win. I'm excited for the next one. I think we're going to be able to close this one out. In terms of other results, we had Semper beating K-Corp by 3-1. They are currently 0-0 in their game 4. We have Misfits winning their game. They're currently 1-1 with 30 seconds remaining. So that's going to be really interesting. They could potentially wrap this up and be the first team to be done. And then we had EG winning their match, but now Vitality's up 3-1 with some 90
So that one could be going game 5.
It could be. It could be.
I mean, looking at all those results, the team that's gone 2-1 is probably the expected team going 2-1, which is, I guess, good signs for consistency for those teams. But then equally, 2-1 is not a result yet. You know, there's still a little bit more to do. Game 5's galore, maybe.
Yep. Singularity versus Misfits is now going into overtime. So Misfits,
of course it is.
Of course
so
it is.
Nothing looks easy across the entire field. So obviously we get to have the joy over here of kind of being the neutrals, as much fun as we have with the prediction stuff. But for those of you out there as fans, oh, my condolences. Today looks like it has been a rough day for everybody. But hold on there. Maybe your team can come out and get the result that you are after. Same thing here with Dignitas and Luminosity. Dignitas 1 game away from getting themselves through to that top 8.
Yeah, and if you are a fan of any team, do go and check out their team streams. We keep talking about it, but there's nothing more fun than being there with your community who support your team as you take those victories. You know, the memes in chat and the commentators popping off for your team. We know that Gibbs and Leaf are going to be having a great time over on the Dignitas stream. But right now, Luminosity looking to answer back and send us into game 5. Good start for them as they're looking dangerous.
that's maybe the only bad part about Williams Resolve going through the upper bracket is I already miss their broadcast. So much energy going on over there. So maybe if you want one in the future, that's the Shogi recommendation. Go and have a look over there. Be back in only 2 weeks as we'll get our second tournament underway, but we're waiting to see how this one shakes out. Who can put the right foot forward? Start this winter split in the right direction. It's a long, long road for all of these teams that we're currently seeing. Apparently Jack takes a touch. I would have expected him actually to play that one towards his own backboard, steal the boost, and then keep playing, but very aggressive positioning from apparently Jack. Tox goes low, can't find the follow-up challenge. I'd just be scared right now. If I ever see Joreuz charging at me, I don't want to take that challenge. I'm finding something else I can possibly do.
Well, yeah, the Joreuz's potential of what he can do with the ball is above a lot of people's understanding of the game. The things he thinks up to do are exceptional. And then what is so special about Joreuz is his ability to not only excel in the air, but on the ground and in the challenge and in the rotation. He covers all parts of the pitch incredibly well, and ground shooting, low aerial shooting, just like that. He finds the gap in the net, sends it through the middle, no keeper there to make the save.
And there's a fair few of these sort of shots that we've seen today that is maybe taken a little bit too comfortably. Not enough power, straight down the middle, and ends up being saved. Joreuz taking no risks, all the power he could possibly get, and makes sure he guides it away from the incoming goalkeepers. So Dignitas looking to eliminate Luminosity, who now need to fight back. 3 minutes on the board, Ixo on the ball, and a lot of these passes being skied upwards, although that's a major miss. Ixo didn't figure it out until he turned around and just wondered, why have I got a ball over here with me? Less of that from Dignitas, and just feels like every time we get very excited about what Dignitas is capable of, they have one of those moments. And now for the demos, Joreuz has to try and get there. He will not. Tox delays the shot, puts it behind him.
Great creativity here from Luminosity. That ball popped up middle. Atomic getting the goal line demo, and Joreuz expecting the shot from Tox. He delays it, plays it around the back of Joreuz with the fake shot, and that levels the scoreline. And we need to see more creativity here from Luminosity. They only have produced about 4 shots per game so far, and were very reliant in that Game 2 victory on overcommitment and mistakes from Dignitas, which you cannot rely on at this level. We need to see them finding solutions, finding ways to break this team down, and creating goals for themselves.
Yeah, it's certainly something that they might have to worry about in the next round. For me at the moment, Dignitas, as good as they are far too capable of having a bit of a whoopsie, and they need to clean this up, because whilst Luminosity haven't really had to break them down, they haven't had to do it. The balls are still being handed to them on occasion. This is another one it could have gone against them. Tox arriving, and now it drops over to Ixo. Long-lasting repercussions to odd Dignitas defensive plays.
Yeah, I said that the way that they're getting goals is through Dignitas mistakes, and that's the only reason we're seeing them sit in this series. But apparently Jack, flip reset off the backboard, saved away. Good read by Atomic, and potentially some counter-attack potential for Luminosity.
Oh, another miss from apparently Jack. Atomic's got time with the ball. Goes over to Tox. Realizes he doesn't have an infield option, so instead plays it from the corner. Good play from Tox just to get it that far.
This is dangerous.
Off the wall. Oh, Ixo with his chance, and Joreuz
avoids the bump.
Very comfortable. Yeah, I think he'll be quite happy that the recovery off the initial setup wasn't quite good, because he would have been the first target for a hit.
Yeah, I think he had to jump around a bump and was thankfully in a position to make the save, saving that dodge to give him the last minute adjustment. But some creativity there from Luminosity. We saw them finding dangerous spots on the back wall, playing it off of them, going for bumps. You know, you got to threaten these teams from all angles. You can't just rely on solo plays.
Jack can get the ball over the top of his car, so drops back into his own side of the field. Scrub Killer gets the reset, doesn't end up using it. Territory very much in the hands of Luminosity. Now
Brilliant.
They look to take the shot, and that needed anything more. A bit more zest on the shot, and it would have been 2-1.
Yeah, needed a zinger there. He couldn't get away with that kind of level of shooting on the final final opportunity of this main time for them. I don't think they're going to get another one, as it's Dignitas' opportunity. Luminosity needed to score theirs. This is going to be going in favor of Dignitas. All the pressure on Luminosity, and 2-1 the scoreline. 7 seconds left. Great shot from Scrub.
You don't get away with it at this level. For all of the pressure and for a golden opportunity, it's Dignitas that took the first chance they got. And Luminosity now need to find something, anything. This might actually roll towards him, but Atomic needed to avoid Scrub Killer. Great moves from Scrub Killer on his way back. He's going to go over to Ixo, tasked with an awful lot of work. He couldn't get over there to do it. And Dignitas have taken the series and move on to tomorrow's bracket continuation.
Listen, as much as I want Dignitas to win, and I am happy that my prediction was correct, as it stands with the other games, I mean, every other game went to a game 5, and they have
incredible.
They have been close. So Singularity won their game, right? So they got a game 5 confirmed versus Misfits. We had 35